Welcome to the Friendly Frequencies podcast. I am your host, Carmen McLeod, and I am here to talk to you about my passion for spirituality and personal development. My purpose in life at this time is to remind you how powerful you truly are and that you create your own reality. If the mind, the soul, and the universe are topics that interest you, and you want to continue to evolve into your soul's purpose, then you are in the right place. Thank you for joining me as I travel the world and record my journey through self-discovery. Hello everyone. I am coming to you from a different island in the Philippines now. I am now in El Nido, it's taken me 2 days to get here. Actually, it's taken me about 9 days to get here if you think about it. I've been trying to get here since last Monday. So like a week and a half I've been trying to get over here. It's been just like one cluster biff after the next, and missing boats and boats getting canceled and a bunch of things going wrong. But I've kept a fantastic attitude throughout the whole thing, of course, because I am in control of it. Can't really control what happens to me, but I can control how I respond. So it's been testing my character a bit, but also it's really hard to let this stuff kind of phase me when I'm in such a beautiful country, and when I have the ability to do all of this, it's like really hard to be taken out of my state of gratitude, even when things don't go as I plan them to. So it kind of relates to what I'm going to talk about, but I guess, is there any updates? No, other than the fact that I'm in this most amazing place. Oh my gosh, this is the number one place, the number one job that I had lined up that I was the most excited for, you guys. And you've seen the places I've been. They've been pretty amazing so far, but this place takes the cake. Like, I haven't posted anything about where I am right now. I'm just kind of taking it in before I kind of show people, but it is amazing. Like, I'm staying in this straw hut on the beach. Anyways, you guys can just check my Instagram to see some photos and stuff about it, because it's incredible. It's an incredible place. Sorry, blowing bugs off of me. But yeah, so that's just the only main update there. And then I have my second round of breakthrough, the course BBA, the course that I've talked about it a couple times. I never really talked about what I got from it, and I think I want to wait till after the second weekend. So just to like update you, like there's 3 separate weekends of this course, and it's very intense emotional intelligence course. That's kind of the only way I can break it down. Both my brothers did it. They kind of both really, really like insisted that I do it. And so now I'm doing it from the other side of the world, meaning I am doing it from like around 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. every day. So every day for 3 days I did this, the first weekend. Now this is 4 days. So starting tonight and for the next 4 days, I will be doing this nocturnal schedule again. And the reason I'm not going to break it down of like, I was going to do an episode about what I got after the first one, but I feel like things are going to make more sense after the second weekend for me. I will tell you that I'm just very motivated, like more than I've ever been after taking the first weekend of this course. That's kind of the biggest thing I got from it. Like, I think that I didn't have so much negativity to get rid of, in a sense. Like, I feel like that weekend kind of is good to prepare you for excellence. Essentially, the whole course is really to take you to the next level of success, to get you to whatever stage of whatever you want in life. You can get there, and this course is going to show you how to get there, and essentially take away anything, any negative, anything that's holding you back. And it's going to give you the tools that you need and the inspiration you need to get you to wherever you want to go. So I've got some pretty lofty goals now. I mean, I've always had these lofty goals, and they're the same goals. However, I now am actualizing them a lot sooner than I thought. So like I've mentioned, I think I've had this goal of public speaking, of becoming a public speaker. I joke about, semi-joke, but talk about being the next Tony Robbins, and like this is kind of my big big lofty goal of my life right now, but I've actually, through this course, been given the inspiration and kind of realized through my own experience in it that I can do this now. I don't have to wait till I'm older. Sure, I'm 23 and it's quite young to be public speaking and doing all of these huge things, but why wait? So I actually this is the one thing I will tell you that I mostly got from the first week, is that I committed to getting my first public speaking gig, and preferably like a TED Talk is what I want to get my first TED Talk in the next year. And then if I have other speaking gigs, like, that's cool. I'll definitely have other ones leading up to that to practice for it. But my goal is to be on a TED Talk, like a TEDx talk. TEDx is different than TED, because TEDx you don't have to be an expert in your field, but it is still really hard to get a gig on those, because of course they're like worldwide known, and millions and millions of people will watch this. So it's a huge goal. And I always had this goal of mine, but I was not expecting to be trying to go for it until, I was going to slowly build up to it through my podcast and through other ways. But now, I have the coaching available. I have all of these people rooting for me. I have all of this inspiration now to actualize this sooner than I thought. So stay tuned for that. I've actually already written the speech I'm going to give, which is like kind of skipping a few steps, but I don't know if that's even going to be the one that I use, and I don't know. I kind of want to read it out to you guys, but I'm going to think about it more, and anyways, stay tuned for that. But anyways, I'm going to get on to what I'm actually talking about today, which is going to be the two things and I was just talking actually to my coach about this, my BBA coach. We get kind of like life coaches along the way of the process, and he and I were on the phone, and we were just talking about really the two things in life that are essential, and I would argue that are the two essential things you need, the two qualities you need in your life in order to live a fully abundant, happy, amazing, joyful life. And you must have these two things. And if you only have these two things, I know there are many qualities that different people value over others, but these two qualities in life are what I believe are essential, the only things that are essential. So, and these are gratitude and generosity. And I'm sure you've heard this before, right? Like, it's not like it's anything new. It's not a groundbreaking discovery. Like, you're probably like rolling your eyes like, oh, really? That's it? Like, heard this before, thanks. And I've heard it many times, but it's been coming up a lot lately. And I've realized over the last about 6 months the importance of generosity, especially. So gratitude is something I've always really, really embodied. I've never had like a hard time feeling grateful for my life. Even when I was a student and not really enjoying life that much because I was so busy working my 9 to 5 whenever I was not in school. I didn't have all of this amazing freedom and joy and all. I had the joy still, but just kind of knowing that the freedom was on its way. Anyways, I always was grateful throughout that whole process. I just feel really like, I think it has to do with my relationship to God and just the love I have for myself, like the self-worth that I feel always. And I can, thank my parents for raising me in a way that I embody this all the time. So, I think that gratitude is huge. But something that I haven't always embodied so much is the generosity aspect. And basically, I'm just thinking, my mind wandered a minute to a quote that I didn't want to forget. See, I didn't write any notes for this episode because all my pens broke. So I haven't been able to, and I need to fix that for my course tonight. So, okay, I'll figure this out. Anyways, I couldn't write any notes for this episode, so the only thing that this is all impromptu, literally just speaking from my mind. All I know is gratitude and generosity. And the one quote that I'm just going to say now in case I forget around generosity is, so somebody asked a personal development guru, I don't know who it was, what do I do if I how do I make more money if I only have, the question was, if I only have $5 in the bank, I have $5 to my name, how can I attract more abundance? How can I be more abundant when I only have this much money? Like, it's easy for the people who are rich to talk about feeling abundant all the time and for, to be generous, but how about the people who are completely broke? And that person responded, if you only have $5 to your name, give it away. And what the person was probably expecting was how to turn $5 into $1 million. And that's what they were asking for. And that is the answer they got. Like, how to turn $5 into $1 million. And I agree. Give that $5 away. That doesn't mean you're going to receive the $1 million the next day, but you are so much further along on your track to success, to abundance, and to being fulfilled. You will immediately feel abundant when you give that $5 away. When you're generous, it is literally impossible to feel negative emotions. I've been hearing this a lot lately about, when you go out and you feed the homeless, or you do some sort of act of kindness and or generosity. In that moment, it really takes away any negative emotions that you have for that moment, and you feel abundant. And like I always say, and like we, all kind of say when it comes to around law of attraction and all of this, is when you feel abundant, you are abundant. You attract abundance. And so generosity is the key to this. You cannot attract what you are not giving away. So whatever it is that you want more in life, and this is another thing I heard recently, whatever it is that you are lacking, whatever it is in life that you think you are lacking, whether it's money or love or whatever it is, that is the thing. Here's the answer, okay? That is the thing that you need to give away more of. So if you are not as wealthy as you'd like to be, take a look at how generous you're being with your money. If you feel like you're not being loved enough, like you're not feeling enough love, take a look at how much love you're giving away. When you give these things away, you're guaranteed to receive it back times 5 or times 10 or times however much. And it's really in direct correlation with how much you want to give away. So as much as you think that you may not have enough money to donate to this charity, or you don't think you have enough of something to give it away, you need to think again. Because, as much as it sounds selfish to give in order to receive back, like the law of karma, it's true. And you're still being generous whether you're doing it selfishly or not. Now, that's step 1. And once you want to take it to the next level, which I'm still need to work on, is like not to give away in order to receive. The point is to give away because you genuinely want to see other people happy. And that's kind of that's the level that you're going to want to get to eventually. But start by just being generous for whatever reason it is. Doesn't matter the reason. But just to do it, just to give away what you have, no matter how little it is that you have. If you have a tiny little bit of love in you, and you just give that tiny bit away, and you'll receive it back tenfold. And so I just wanted to mention this, and generosity is something that I am currently, like I said, when it comes to gratitude, I kind of feel like I've always been so abundantly grateful. When it comes to generosity, this is something that I'm just really starting to get started on, to be more generous. I've always kind of operated under a lack mentality. This was one of my money blocks, and I've mentioned this before, but I've had money blocks in the past where I feel like I'm operating out of a mindset of lack. And I've recently, I think about 6 months ago, a little bit more, I recently got over this money block where I actually now freely spend the money to whatever it is that I need to do. And this came just in time for my travels, because I've been spending a shitload of money out here. But just spending it out of the feeling of abundance and knowing that it's on its way back to me. So operating out of this mindset, right? And this kind of goes along with the generosity thing, right? It's like whenever I would have someone, ask me for a donation, sometimes I would do it and sometimes I wouldn't. And, when it came to tipping, I was kind of like always that person that tipped 15% no matter where I was. And, I was never one of those, a-holes that would just not tip people, but I was never going above and beyond for people this way. Because I always just felt like I didn't have enough money to do that. Oh, I'm not rich yet. I can't give away my money when I need it for myself. And I felt, and it was just deep rooted in myself, that I felt there wasn't enough money. And I don't know where exactly this came from, because I always grew up with enough money. Like, we were never rich, but we were like upper middle class or middle class. I'm not sure what you would call it. And always had enough money for whatever it was that we needed. And so for some reason I had this mindset still. So, where am I going with this? I operated out of this lack mindset, and now I've shifted it. So I shifted it about 6 months ago to just completely act the way that I want to feel. If I want to feel rich and abundant, you need to embody this right now. And I've mentioned this before too. You cannot search for this abundance as if it is something that you do not already have. You must, and this is where gratitude comes in, right? Be grateful for every single thing you have right now, and feel so abundant now that you are able to give that away, to give whatever it is you need to give away. Don't be holding on to your money because you don't think it'll come back to you, because then it sure as hell won't, because that's not following the natural flow of life, the natural cycle of life. Whereas a natural give and take, that's the flow, that's the way the universe works. It's one of the laws of the universe. And I'm just realizing now, I never continued my series on the 7 spiritual laws of success. Sorry guys, I'm sorry if you've been waiting for this episode, I think 4 or 5 I need to do. I actually left my notes on this at home in Canada, so I need to get my mom to send these over so I can continue the series. But okay, sorry, that was my little sidebar. I promise I haven't forgot about this series, but I just have so many other things I want to say in between it. So there you go. So when it comes to generosity, this is something that I'm now embodying a lot more. And I actually made another goal, another commitment recently around this whole course I'm doing, because there's a lot of goal setting, right? Like, I've set a lot of goals. One of them around my the main goal I have around my community and generosity aspect is just to be more generous through always, so I've committed to always having a higher purpose project going. That's a commitment I have. So I currently have one going. I'm in a women's group so from the Women's Weekend, I did an episode on this. If you don't know what that is, you can just go listen to that episode. But it's another course that I did, but it's one that's like very ongoing. Like, the rest of my life, I'm going to be a part of these women's groups. We all did the Women's Weekend, and we meet every week to go over the content and just to make ourselves better human beings, better women, and better able to nurture our relationships in life. And every semester, we call it, so there's like, I think twice a year there's a different semester, all the same group of women, we have a higher purpose project. And so this is my first semester with the girls, because I just did the Women's Weekend, so I'm I'm new to it, sort of. I mean, I was raised with all of this stuff, so it's not so new to me, but I am new to the group. And they asked who wants to be the leader of the higher purpose project. And I was thinking, I was like, well, and I put my hand up right away. I was like, well, I don't know if this is going to work, because I'm not in the country. So whatever I can do from a distance, if it's going to work, if you think it'll work that I do this from a distance, then count me in. I would love to be the leader. And of course, a part of me didn't want to, because I was like, well, what is this going to entail? I don't know. Am I going to be able to do it from this far away? How much time is this going to take? What if it's not going to work through the hour differences? Whatever. But those were the little thoughts I had, but I still put my hand up right away, because I know that I have set a goal, and I actually set this generosity goal before this course. This is a goal that I set actually before the Women's Weekend, and I'm just kind of continuing it now. But but I remember I set a goal because I want to be a more generous person, because I see how I see it in my life. Like, my mom has always been such a generous person, so generous, and I see how abundant she is because she just gives the love, and she gives things away, and it is all about giving it to other people, and I want to be like that. And so that was one of my goals. So when the opportunity came to lead the Higher Purpose Project, my hand shot up and I said I would love to. And I was so lucky because my cousin and my friend, both of them decided to help me, who are also in the group, decided to help me run it, and they ran the actual events that I, was helping coordinate from a distance. But anyways, the point is, that's just one example of, so that's one Higher Purpose project I have going on right now. And so what we're doing is raising money for mental health and for sex trafficking. And we're going to have the money raised by the end of November in order to fulfill it before the end of the semester. If you want to know more about this, so what we did is organize like a bath bomb thing, making party, 2 of them. They're already completed now, but we are selling them, or they are selling them back home in Vancouver, Greater Vancouver area, Vancouver Island, and the mainland. So if anyone wants to buy any, let me know and I'll point you in the direction of my girls. And it's good for Christmas presents. That's why we kind of did this timing. But anyways, the proceeds are going to 2 organizations that really mean a lot to us, that I will talk about more afterwards. But if you want to know more, I would love, we have a goal of raising, I think, $2,200, because there's 22 women in the group. So each of us want to raise $100, and we've just been, I've been selling all my things. Since I wasn't able to be a part of the actual making and selling of the things, I just sold a bunch of my stuff on Marketplace, and I'm just trying to raise my bit here. So yeah, if you want to be a part of that, and if you want to practice some generosity, let me know, and I have a cause, some two really amazing causes that you could go towards, and I would love to hear from you. Anyways, so I think that's kind of it. So when it comes to, once this Higher Purpose project is done, I'm going to find another way to be generous, and it feels great. I feel abundant. I feel like, I feel so abundant when I'm able to give something away, and I feel like I have enough to give away, no matter what, no matter how much I'm spending out here, and no matter how much I need to save my ass in case, something happens out here where I need to use a lot of money. I know that I'm going to be taken care of no matter what when I'm giving away what I have, and I'm not giving away everything I have. I still have more. I still have enough. There's always enough to go around. And I just want to challenge you to try it out, to give away what you think that you can't afford to give away. I challenge you to give it away. Start small if you need to. Give away $5 to a homeless person, or whatever it is that you want to do. No rules around it. But yeah, I can almost guarantee you that you will feel abundant and happy no matter what's going on in your life when you decide to be generous. And then I know I said a lot more about generosity than I did about gratitude, just because I feel like gratitude is so quite self-explanatory. Be grateful for what you have right now. That's the key to success. That is step 1 in the manifestation journey. So if you want to manifest this dream life of yours, it starts with gratitude. You cannot move forward in any of this. You cannot attract any of the things that you want to attract without beginning with being grateful for what you now have. Embodying the feelings of, I have enough already. I don't need more than this. I have everything I need. I have my family. I have my, for most of you, you're living with a roof over your head, and you have the ability to listen to this podcast, so you probably have a phone, and you have so many things, and it's not about always searching for more, because you're never going to find what you're looking for if you are not embodying gratitude for what you have right now. This is key. This is very key, you guys. When you are embodying gratitude, that's step number 1. And then when you are being generous, I'd say that's probably step number 2, but these go hand in hand. You do these at the same time. When you are able to embody these on a daily basis and just have it be a part of your being, then you've got the key to success. And I can say this with complete certainty. This is the key to success. And this, my life coach agreed, and he's much older than me. Like, he's very wise. I'm not sure how old he is, but he's much older than me, and he agreed that this is he said, you know what, you got it, you're right. He said he wishes that he had figured it out at my age as well. And for a lot of you are closer to my age, and so I hope that you're able to believe me when I say these things. I'm sure you do, because it's not like it's that new of information. So hopefully I've covered everything. I know I've gone back and forth and haven't been the most organized in my speech this podcast, so thanks for bearing with me. I will find a new pen so that I can create some notes and not be so scattered. And for the next episode, I'm super excited to talk to you next about what I get out of this weekend. And I'm just praying that my internet holds out for me while I do the course this weekend, because I'm on a remote island and the internet is not great. So just hold the positive vibes for me, you guys, because I'm going to need it. And I'm so excited to talk to you more about this course next week. And I think I will have a lot more to say about it when that comes. I think that's all I have. Thank you so much for listening, and I can't wait to talk to you soon. Bye!